Out of every 10 wild rabbits born this year, 9 will not live to see their first birthday. Tonight, deep beneath a quiet meadow, 7 of them are about to be born. You will watch all 7 take their first breath. You will watch them open their eyes. You will give them names in your head without meaning to. And by the end of this video, 5 of them will be gone. This is not a story about how fragile a rabbit is. It is a story about what it takes to survive a single year in the wild. And by the time you understand what these small animals endure, you will never look at the rabbit in your home the same way again. This is day 1. Deep underground, in a tunnel no wider than your wrist, a mother rabbit gives birth in complete darkness. Her kits arrive blind, deaf, and hairless. Each one is smaller than your thumb. They cannot see her. They cannot hear her. They can only feel the warmth of the bodies pressed against them and the faint vibration of her heartbeat through the soil. She does not stay. This is the first thing almost no one knows about wild rabbits. The mother visits her newborns only twice a day. A few minutes at dawn, a few minutes at dusk. That is all. It looks like abandonment. It is the opposite. Her scent is the most dangerous thing in their world. A fox can smell a nursing mother from across an entire field. So she stays away on purpose, returning only in the grey light when predators hunt the least, feeding her babies milk so rich and so concentrated that a few minutes a day is all they need, and then vanishing again before her presence can betray them. For the first 10 days, that is their entire existence. Darkness, warmth, 2 visits, and the slow invisible work of staying alive. By day 12, their eyes open, and the world they finally see is the inside of a hole in the ground. By day 18, soft fur covers their bodies. They begin to move, to climb over one another, to test legs that have never touched open ground. They do not know yet that the burrow has an exit. They do not know what waits on the other side of it. But something in them is already changing. Already, when a shadow passes over the entrance far above, all 7 freeze at the exact same instant. No one taught them this. It was written into them 60 million years before they were born. The stillness that says, if I do not move, I do not exist. And soon they will need it. Because on day 25, the burrow stops being safe. If this is already pulling you in, do me a quick favor and subscribe. Everything on this channel is about the secret life of rabbits, the things they cannot tell us, and what they've been trying to say all along. It genuinely helps more than you know. Day 25. The mother is away, foraging in the last light of evening. The kits are alone, dozing in a pile near the back of the burrow, and at the entrance the soil shifts. A nose appears, then teeth. A fox has found them. In the wild, this is how most rabbit stories end. A predator at the mouth of a burrow, and 7 helpless kits with nowhere to run. The fox digs. Dirt collapses inward. The babies scatter to the deepest corner, pressing themselves flat against the earth, hearts hammering at over 300 beats a minute. And then something hits the fox from behind. The mother. She is a fraction of its size. She has no claws that matter, no teeth built for fighting. But she has surprise, and she has rage, and she has the one advantage no predator expects from prey. She is willing to die right now, in this moment, to buy her children 30 seconds. She slams her hind legs into the fox's face. She bites. She throws her entire body at an animal that could kill her in a single snap. The fox hesitates. It came for an easy meal. It found a fury instead, and it backs out of the tunnel and disappears into the dark. She has won, this time, but 2 of the 7 did not make it to the corner in time. Now there are 5. The survivors spend the next week pressed close together, quieter than before. They are growing fast now, doubling in size, their ears lengthening, their eyes sharpening. They are beginning to understand the rule that governs every moment of a wild rabbit's life. The world is trying to kill you, and your only job is to be somewhere else when it tries. By day 50, they are strong enough to feel restless, and that restlessness will save some of them and doom others, because the burrow that protected them is now too small. To survive, they have to leave it, and the sky has been waiting. Day 60. The 5 young rabbits venture beyond the burrow's shadow for the first time, out into the open meadow. After a life spent underground and at the edge of its entrance, the world out here is overwhelming. The grass is taller than they are. The wind carries 1,000 smells they have never known, and above them for the first time, there is no ceiling of earth, only open sky. They begin to feed, nervous, twitching, looking up between every bite. This is the posture they will hold for the rest of their lives. 3 seconds of eating, 1 second of scanning. 3 seconds of eating, 1 second of scanning. A rabbit never truly relaxes in a field. A rabbit that relaxes in a field does not stay a rabbit for long. And then a shadow crosses the grass. A hawk. It comes out of the sun, silent, faster than anything they have ever seen. The young rabbits explode in 5 directions. This is the other thing evolution gave them. Not speed in a straight line, but the impossible jagging zigzag sprint that makes them nearly impossible to track from above. 4 of them reach cover, the 5th does not. Now there are 4. Here is the part that is hard to sit with. The hawk was not cruel, the fox was not evil. They were hungry, the way every living thing is hungry. In the wild there is no villain. There is only the cost of being born small, in a world full of teeth, and every rabbit that has ever lived paid that cost or did not. The 4 survivors are no longer kits. By day 90, they are young rabbits, lean and fast and wary, scattering across the meadow to begin lives of their own. They will dig their own burrows now. They will mark their own territory, pressing their chins against roots and stones, leaving an invisible signature that says, "This is mine, this is known, this is safe." And then the season turns. Day 150. The first frost. Winter is the quietest killer of all. There is no chase, no swoop, no single terrible moment. There is only cold and hunger and the slow arithmetic of a body that needs more energy than the frozen ground can give. The grass dies, the berries vanish. The rabbits strip bark from bare branches and dig through snow for roots that are barely there. Of the 4 that survived the fox and the hawk, 2 will not survive the cold. They do not die dramatically. They simply grow slower and quieter, and one morning they do not come out. This is how most wild rabbits actually die. Not in a blaze of predators, but in the long white silence of a winter that asked for more than they had to give. Now there are 2, and then, impossibly, the world begins to thaw. Day 300. The snow recedes. Green pushes up through the mud, and 2 rabbits, who were once 7 blind newborns in a dark hole, step out into their first spring. They are no longer surviving by accident. They have learned the shadow that means hawk and the scent that means fox. They have learned the 3-second rhythm of feeding, the frozen stillness of fear, the explosive sprint of escape. They have learned the only lesson the wild ever teaches: pay attention, every second, forever. Day 365, 1 year, from 7 to 2, 2 out of 7. In the wild, that is not a tragedy. That is a victory most litters never see. And one of those 2 now sits at the edge of the meadow in the morning light, a fully grown wild rabbit, alert, scarred, alive. It made it. Against the fox, against the hawk, against the winter, against odds that swallowed almost its entire family. It made it. Now I want you to think about the rabbit in your home, because everything you just watched is still inside them. The freeze when a door slams, the dash under the couch at a sudden sound, the way they eat in quick bursts and look up between bites, even though nothing in your living room has ever hunted them, the thump of a back foot in the night, warning a family that isn't in danger anymore. They are not being dramatic. They are running a program 60 million years deep, written in a world exactly like this one, where 10 were born so that 1 might live. Your rabbit's ancestors survived all of it. The fox at the burrow, the hawk in the sun, the white silence of winter. Every single one of them, in an unbroken line stretching back further than we can imagine, was the 1 in 10 that made it. And now that animal, built by all of that fear, has chosen to lie down beside you and close its eyes. In a home where the sky has no hawks and the winter never comes, where, maybe for the first time in 60 million years, a rabbit is finally completely safe. So the next time yours freezes at nothing, or bolts at a shadow, don't laugh. Just stay still. Let them feel safe. You are the spring their ancestors never got to see. Tell me your rabbit's name in the comments, and one thing they do that you now understand differently. I read every single one. And if this changed the way you see them, there's one more video you need to watch next, about what your rabbit is really saying every time they thump. It's right there on the screen. Go watch it now.